Well, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen, we did it. 420 subscribers. It's been a long, arduous road getting all the way to the top like this. I'd like to thank God, Surge Bottling Company, and last but not least, all of you. You all have shown me that the YouTube landscape for squad memes is very well fertilized and ripe for the plowing with my half-baked ideas about strategy and my unhinged rants about patch notes. As a thank you to the community, I wanted to do a face reveal to show you guys who the man behind the husk really is. So, without further ado... you're surprised I'm bald. Anyways, with that out of the way, I wanted to take the opportunity to discuss the future of this channel, where we're at, and what to expect going forward. I found that the type of content I enjoy making the most is definitely more long-form and hopefully more thought-provoking. They're slow and harder to make, especially when you factor in my amateur editing skills, but I love a good effort post. That said, I still plan on experimenting. My backlog of ideas is still growing. Some of the ideas for future series or videos I'm working on are game replay commentary that highlight my learning process with squad leading. Squad leading, in my opinion, is definitely the hardest role to learn, and it's pretty damn unforgiving when you're getting started. But I insist on getting good at it. I think there's value in documenting that process, perhaps even more so than trying to encapsulate what being a good squad leader is into a single squad leader guide video. And because I record games, it allows me to rewatch rounds and learn from my mistakes and learn faster than maybe others would. Most people don't have that luxury of rewatching their own cringe. I do, and I'm going to subject all of you to it as well. I also love arguing over game design choices, so there's definitely going to be more of that. I can't really stop it. If you have the stomach for it, arguing over the internet can be pretty awesome. It's like the ultimate blood sport for people that are both literate and terminally online. That said, Squad is in a super interesting place right now. Not a lot of games have the guts to mangle a player's aim this hard in a shooter. As far as I'm aware, you can basically count them on one hand, especially so if we're talking just A-list titles. It basically opens up an entirely new genre of FPS. I've got lots of observations about how it plays and ideas about how to improve it, but before I can really start running my mouth about it, I gotta get good, kid. So that's really where I'm at. My prime directive with Squad right now is to get better. I've got a lot of reps in during the ICO playtesting, but even still, I'm way behind a lot of the OGs. Hell, at this point, it's plausible that I've spent more time editing footage than actually playing the game. But ain't that just the nature of the beast? Another thing is, my sense of humor can be a bit obtuse for some. I like making absurdist and disarming jokes.
I'm a dog. I'm biting the fart bubbles into bath.
I do make an earnest attempt not to overindulge, but as my self-restraint wanes and my self-love waxes, I don't expect to be able to hold it back forever. The older I get, the less fucks I give. Squad is kind of a niche game, and I'm certainly a niche person. I'm not doing this for mass appeal. Don't get me wrong, you first 420 subscribers are definitely my favorites, but I'm doing this because it gives me pleasure, and if at some point it stops being fun for me, I'll stop doing it. Maybe it's just the noticer in me, but I think I've had at least a stylistic impact on the Squad YouTube community. Honestly, it's kind of flattering and awesome. It shows me that after the ICO, there's a genuine influx of creative types whom are rushing in to fill the void left by the disgruntled man-children whom fled the ICO. Alright. To you, dear viewer, a few promises. I will never activate my Windows. Fuck you, Bill Gates. That's right, bitch. I know you lurk my channel. I'll sooner learn Linux than give Microsoft another dime, and I have zero interest in learning Linux right now. I will never stop memeing. It's honestly like 80% of why I'm doing this. However, I also promise to continue to try and cram as much genuine information and chewy, grisly content into my videos as I can. I will continue to attempt to clickbait with thumbnails and titles. While I legitimately hate clickbait, the sad truth is that it's just part of the game. It's rough out here. The average amount of time a human spends looking at a thumbnail when deciding whether or not to watch, it's less than a second. I will attempt to wield clickbait as if it were the dark side of the Force, while hopefully managing to keep my soul intact. In a way, it's kind of fun to try and get good at it. It's kind of like how stealing is fun. You know it's wrong, but the thrill of getting away with it makes it all worth it. I'm sure some of you are here because of my extremely sharp and Gary Kasparov tier game analysis. The rest of you are here because approximately 3% of my jokes are funny. You should know by now that I am incapable of being serious all the time. Whenever I make joke videos, I wonder if they should be more serious, and when I make serious videos, I can't help but inject my shitty jokes. This will never change. A lot of people take themselves too seriously. I definitely don't have that problem. It's simultaneously a character flaw and perhaps the only redeeming quality of my personality. Alright, that's all the promises I got. Now buckle up and let's get after it. We're a long way from 69,420. Let's get poppin'.